Object in motion stays in motion. And you might be wondering, why the fuck am I yapping science shit? And it's actually really important because you can use that in your everyday life. Let me take off my glasses. So, if you think about it like this, you can look at it like when it comes to habits. If you have this deodorant, right? If you throw this, when it's in motion, it will stay in motion until it hit my hand, right? And until it hit my hand, and when I like drop it, it will then continue until it hits something, right? That's just how it is. Like you have gravity pulling it towards like downwards, and then it will continue going that way until it stops, or until something pulls it the other way. And that's just like you can implement that to everything in your own life, and it just it is hard. Like you have this, right? You have this. When I push it, the initial push is normally harder, but when it keeps being in motion, it's easy to keep it moving. Like that's how like habits work, and it's just something that I think is really really interesting, because when you keep something like going, and it's really easy to keep it going. Like that's pretty self-explanatory, but I think we all should trying to figure that out. Like, what's the path of least resistance that will still help me go towards my goals? That's like you can ask yourself that question, and you'll I think you'll get pretty far in life. And when you think about it from this perspective, I remember what was the exact definition. So I heard this definition of discipline. It was something like doing a punishing behavior without receiving reward. Or how many times can you do a punishing behavior without receiving reward? That was the definition, like tactical behavioral definition of discipline. And if you think about it from that perspective, like if you do something like a habit that you don't really necessarily find that rewarding at the moment, or like you're rewarded sometimes because you're motivated to do it, or you're motivated after you start to do it, that's not really like, if you like to do it, it's like not really discipline. But the idea here is that if you have this thought, like if you think about this in your mind every time or often, I think it will be so. Let's say Elon Musk, for instance, like he has started a lot of companies, he has made a lot of companies successful, and I'm pretty sure that he has a pretty good understanding of what it takes to make a great company. And I think that most people don't know what it takes to make a great company. And I think that because we don't know, we don't know what we don't know. And if we push towards making a great company and we have not made it before, we don't know how hard to push and for how long we should push. So for us, it will just seem like we're pushing forever until we hit this goal, until we get a reward, pretty much like the discipline definition. And but if for Elon Musk, for instance, because he has done it before, the first time is always the hardest, because you don't know how much you have to push and for how long you have to push. That's the hard part about it. Like, the hard part about it is not knowing how long or how much you have to push it. And when you have done it, it's not like it's not that difficult, because then the threshold for how much and how long you have to keep pushing. So if Elon Musk would have started a company, he would probably have an idea of how much time investment and resources and effort it would actually take from him to make a new company. And of course, money, resources, stuff like that, knowledge, having great people, technology, all of that type of stuff, leverage, that's something that's really important. But still, he has done it before, and he knows how much and for how long he has to actually push it. And for him, that will because he knows, has an idea, it will like it will be easier for him because he will like know like exactly, not exactly, but he will. There was this really interesting experiment that it will make sense. So you have these rats, right? You have like a plastic container with water in it, but not as much, like not enough water for the rats to be able to climb out of it. It's like they're just, trying to get out, but they really can't. So they have two options: keep swimming or drown and dying. And you have the first rat, which is like, it's pretty fucking dark experiment, but it's really interesting. So you have this scientist who puts a rat in a like a water bucket, right? The rat tries to get out. He can't. He just continues to swim. I think he swims for like 3 to 5 minutes, and then he just gives up and drowns to death. Um, I'm not sure if he died or not, but besides the point, you have rat number two, which they put into the bucket, like the same bucket with same water and stuff like that, and it's like trying to swim around and like trying to get out, and the moment it like the moment it gives up, like right before it gives up, and like I'm pretty sure it just like gives up and like are ready to die, they pick it up, like um they dry it, and they warm the rat, and they give it food and water, and then they pick it, like they put it back into the bucket to swim again. And the fascinating thing is that the rat swims for like multiple hours. I don't know if I remembered right, but like 24, like 25 hours. I'm not sure, but it was fucking much. Like it was so like exponentially more than the first one, because the last one has like he had hope. He had hope. Like he knew, like he knew that if he would just keep pushing, he would make it. And I think I found this to be like for myself. I've switched like business models so many times, and I think it's like, and I know if I just continue doing one thing for like a longer period of time, I will succeed. Like I just know it. Of course, it comes down to like if I want to continue doing it or not. Like if it's something that I really, if I would find myself to actually want to live the life, like the lifestyle type of stuff. If I were successful in that thing, if I would have wanted to do something else, if I'm just pretty much creating my own prison for myself, I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's another thing. But when it comes to like something that you really really want to do, but you give up because you don't think it will work, I just like think you have to keep pushing, and you have to think, or like you have like push or pivots, right? If you should keep on pushing or pivoting, I think you should keep on pushing. Like there's so many things, in fact, like to factor in if you should pivot or push. Like I think one huge factor for, I think one thing is that you should try and figure out if it's a like you could pretty much ask yourself this question, like if you succeeded at this thing, if this is like the routine that you're doing right now, when you're not making money, or when you're not living from doing the thing, would you still do the thing if you could live from doing the thing? And if the answer is not, like if your answer is not that you could not do it every single day doing that thing, probably it's not the best idea to go into that direction. Well, people do that still. But if the thing is like, I love this, like I would do this every single day, like I would do this like every day if I could. I just have this job that I have to use to fund it all and stuff like that. That's the right way to go, and I think you should just keep on pushing, and try to iterate, like try to iterate as well. Trying to it's like, it's not one path that you're going, it's just like a direction. It's just directions, and you adjust and iterate along the way based on feedback loops, pretty much. Like that's it. And yeah, this video was kind of all over the place. It kind of went from like motion, like objects in motion stays in motion, to discipline, to hope, to keep pushing. So yeah, I just found these topics to be really interesting. So thought I wanted to share it with you guys. Yeah, appreciate it. Have a great one.